Hey, this is Dan. Thanks for joining me. I just wanted to do a little bit of a commentary on a couple of these top 10 food videos. I absolutely do not agree with them. I believe that they're doing a fine job at expounding the politically correct nutrition, which is fine, but if we look around the world today, we can see that our politically correct, economically based nutrition programs aren't working. We've got diabetes with the little kids. We've got cancers rampant of every kind, arthritis, and you name it. We've got every ailment you can get, and we've all been eating the eggs and the nuts and the grains and the beans and all these other and cooked foods. Okay, I'm a raw foodist. I'm an extremist as well, so let me warn you. But I've already gone down the road of what these other videos have talked about. I've gone down these roads all my life as a bodybuilder, and now I'm a cyclist, and I've been working on nutrition for a long time. And let me tell you what I feel the top 10 foods are. Number one, spinach. Leafy green spinach. Alkalize, detoxify, protein, 50%. Great food. Now, am I going to get into the nutrition of any of these foods? No, I'm not going to slang off a bunch of vitamin Bs and all these other things. Why? Because I never knew a single person in my whole life that ever said, I wish I had more vitamin B when they woke up in the morning. I wish I had more calcium. I wish I had more magnesium. Have you ever heard anyone say that? Not one time in your life. But I bet you that you've heard somebody or several people in their lifetime say, man, I wish I had more energy. Yeah, so these politically correct linear nutritional programs are fine. They make sense on paper, but experientially and when we look at what we're dealing with in the world, something's not working. So on these lists, what you've got are these high acid forming foods. Loaded. And do we really need to be any more acidic? Do we really need to be any more dehydrated? Do we really need any more cooked food that is challenging and difficult to digest? I have nothing against any food. I have nothing against any of the foods on those lists. But it's very imbalanced in my opinion. Human beings right now are experiencing incredible levels of acidosis. Acidosis equals stiffness, pain, and cell congestion. Alkalinity is dispersing and removes inflammation and pain from the body. So if you want to follow those other top 10 videos, go for it, but I wouldn't recommend it because you're going to end up needing some kind of painkiller or some kind of, you're going to live with pain, stiffness, and acidosis. Nothing is wrong with those foods. It's just that there is just too much of them. We live in an 80% alkaline world, 20% acid. Nutritionally, we're consuming just the opposite. 80% acid forming foods and 20% alkaline forming foods. So my top 10 list of foods for health and energy. I don't care anything about nutrition because nutrition never healed anybody. Nutrition never made anyone feel better. I'm not saying that there's not deficiencies. Yes, there's deficiencies all over the place. But the reason why there are deficiencies is because there's no systemic energy. The nervous system is tired, the adrenals are weak, and the thyroid is not functioning. So the blood flow is acidic, which is coagulating. The lymph flow, of course, is just acidic and backed up and congested. And that's where the cellulite's coming from. That's where the overweight's coming from. And that's where the inhibited cell function is coming from. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with the foods in those videos. It's just that if those are the top 10 foods and you continue to consume those in that manner, we're going to continue to go down the acid road. Now some people, like the dietitian guy from Texas or Natalie, they both look pretty good and they probably both have strong constitutions. The problem is in this world today, not everyone has a strong constitution. In fact, we are getting weaker and weaker and weaker as a species. Why? Because of the acidosis. So we've got to look at this paradigm and start to think maybe we're not doing everything right. Maybe this politically correct, you know, paper book knowledge of nutrition is really needs to be